What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Happy Wednesday. This is your midweek motivational video for your day and for the rest of your week. I hope you guys are doing great. Hope you guys are having a great day so far. My day, I don't know what has been going on with me. I have been going to bed late, waking up late, my day's starting late, videos are going out late. It is so bad. I don't know if it's the whole end of the summer blues or what it is. I don't know. I've been in a really weird space, but I can't complain because it's actually doing me some good in a sense. Personally, I think I shared with you guys that in the morning I get up and I have my moments of solitude. I take myself away from everything and I purposely just allow myself however much time I need to just gather my thoughts, to journal, to read, to clear my mind, to meditate. And I'm not stressing myself over a time frame. So, I know I told you guys a while ago, like I was going to try to start getting up early in the morning and getting my videos out of the way. And though that does feel good because I know what that feels like, I've done that. Lately, I've just kind of been doing some self-care. I've been doing some self-healing from things that I still need to heal from. And with that, I just want to talk to you guys today about the importance of healing. So, I have a couple of testimonies that maybe one day I will share. Maybe I will share them on a live stream instead of doing it on a regular video. But I'm not rushing myself on that. The time will come when I'll be open and, just to kind of let people know there's a lot of things that people have gone through in their life. There's a lot of things that people still go through in their life. Recently, one of my friends testified on her Facebook page, something that had happened to her and one of her family members. And it just put me in a state of thought to think about all the things that I've gone through and that I've overcome. Situations that I've been in where it could have probably cost me my life, And so with that being said, it's not only, situations that I've been in, it's also bad relationships that I've been in. I haven't really been open about this, but it's a lot of things that I went through in my past relationship that kind of really put a lot of trauma on me. And, healing never really stops. You know what I mean? Like, you can go through the therapy, you can go through the reading, you can go through prayer and whatever it is that you do to help you get through things. But healing doesn't stop, because when you go through things in life, there is a process. There is it's almost like the 5 stages of grief. Start feeling all these emotions and then it hits you. When you go through trauma, it's kind of the same concept. Like, you go through a lot of ups and downs emotionally, and you can go 1, 2, maybe 3 years where you are absolutely okay. Like, you are, you've gone through all your therapy, you've gone through everything that you need to go through, and then one day it can just kind of hit you like a ton of bricks. And you can either completely fall apart just off of that one thing alone, or you can remind yourself of everything that you've been through. And that's probably the only reason why I would encourage you to look back. Not to stay in the past, but to look at how far you've come. And so within my journaling and within my moments of solitude, I often do that. I often kind of even go through a couple of my journals just to see how far I've come, just to see. I give myself a year, not one whole year. I mean, I put myself in a space to say, you know what, all right, what was I going through back in 2001 or because I've been journaling for many, many years. I probably have like 5 or 6 journals that I've written in. And when I tell you guys, I can probably write a memoir because I have been through some stuff, but, and, secretly I've kind of thought about writing a book, but, that's not anything that I'm going to be doing anytime soon. But anyway, I just allot myself the moment to kind of say, okay, you know what? Let me see what I was going through on this particular year, and let me see how far I've grown. Let me see if there are things that have changed, if there are things that haven't changed, what has kept me from changing, what kept me there. And so when I talk to you guys about reflection, that's what I mean. You have to do the work to maintain and to keep yourself at a level of healing. You don't just all of a sudden say, okay, you know what? I've done however many years of therapy. I have read so many books. I have gone through life experiences. You know what? I am healed. I am completely and utterly healed. You may be healed, all right, but staying healed is also part of the healing process, is making sure that you don't, fall victim to those thoughts, those triggers, those memories, those very things that you have learned along the way, whether it's a bad relationship or bad friendships or bad upbringing or, the way that you grew up with your parents, or a bad career, or, maybe accidents that have happened and things that have happened to you. Maybe, physical situations, because all of those things can bring on a lot of trauma, especially emotionally and mentally. And eventually it can affect you physically, because stress is probably the number one killer out there. And that's not a cliche. It is true. When you stress yourself a lot, you stress your organs, you stress your heart, your brain, you start to kind of go into this state of depression, anxiety. You don't want to get out of bed. You don't want to feel good. When you don't get out of bed, you're not mobile. If you're not mobile, your muscles are tight. Your body is hurting. And eventually you don't want to do anything to the point where you are bedridden. And when you're bedridden at that point, it takes so much to kind of get out of there. So it's so super important to heal from whatever it is that is hurting you, whether it's physical, whether it's emotional, whether it's mental. It is so super important, you guys. So, within this time that I have been doing a lot of my healing, and it's not so much that I have, issues like that. You know what I mean? It's almost, like I said, it's one of those things where, sometimes when you're journaling and you're writing and you start to kind of remember something, and then that kind of uncovers another memory that you had, or maybe something that you thought of that you pushed to the back burner, that you kind of pushed so far back to the point where you feel as though it never happened. It was one of those things, and I've been through that before. And so, it's not that I don't know certain things now, but having my moment of me time, having, my moments of taking care of myself mentally and emotionally, I've gone to a point where I'm like, you know what? I'll go to the gym at some point in the day. I'll, and I do want to have a schedule, but I don't want to rush myself, because I feel like I can probably schedule my day accordingly, but I feel like starting my day this way has been working out for me more than it has before, when I woke up in the morning and I wanted to get my videos out of the way, and I went to the gym and I ran errands, and then I came home and then I tried to take care of myself mentally and emotionally. At that point, the day has already come and gone, and things have happened, and stuff is already on my mind about the day, and you know what I mean? So I like to go into the day with a clear mind, a clear heart, positive. I like to go into the day with intention. And so I feel like lately, as of late, I have just been taking my time and just being in the moment. I'm not rushing anything. I haven't been scheduling my days the way I want them to. I feel like that kind of puts a certain level of stress on you too, especially when you're trying to figure things out mentally and emotionally and things like that. And it's not so much so that there's anything wrong with me. It's just, it takes work sometimes, and it takes a long time to kind of get yourself in a space of trying to do your self-care. Self-care isn't only physical. Self-care isn't just going to the salon to get your nails done, or going to the beauty parlor to get your hair done. Self-care doesn't mean to just sit in a bubble bath every single day. Self-care sometimes means taking time for yourself and moving things out of the way for later. That's not laziness, but sometimes you have to ask yourself, okay, you know what? Am I in the right frame of mind to take on what I need to take on today? Am I really 100% clear mentally and emotionally to do everything that I have to do today? If you're not sure, or if the answer is no, then your self-care means that you need to take time for you. You need to take care of your mind and your emotions. Get up in the morning, grab your coffee, your tea, water, whatever it is, have your breakfast. For me, I like to have my cup of coffee in the morning. Maybe I'll do a little video of my morning routine so you guys can see, which I don't mind. But I'll get up in the morning. Sometimes I'll linger in bed, or sometimes, I'll get up if Tyrone's still sleeping or whatever, and I'll just take my time. I'll go downstairs, I'll make my coffee, and I'll sit down, and as I'm drinking my coffee, I'll literally just look out the window. And we have really big windows in our living room, and I'll just kind of allow my thoughts to just go. Like, I'll just sit there, sometimes 5 minutes, sometimes 20 minutes, but I don't put a time limit on my time. You understand what I mean? Like, so when I get to a point where I'm like, all right, I think that mentally I'm clear, I'll pick up one of my books. I really am a firm believer in a lot of self-help books, depending on what it is that you're going through. Those things do help. That is a resource and tools that you can use to help yourself. I encourage you to go see therapy. But if you don't have access to a therapist, or your insurance doesn't cover, or you don't have the money to pay for it, I encourage you to at least find resources and tools. Go to the bookstore, look through some books, figure out something that's going to help you along until you can get to a point where you can get better resources or more resources for yourself. But I'll grab one of the books or two books that I'm reading. Currently, I'm reading two books. And then when I'm done, I'll just journal. I'll journal everything out. And sometimes, I'll sit there and I'll write until my hands hurting, literally, because that's how much I am purging in that moment. That's how much I am letting loose, mentally and emotionally. And then when I'm done, there's nothing left. I'll pray and I'll meditate. And by that time, my reading is done, my journaling is done. Emotionally and mentally, I am free. I have finished drinking my coffee. Now I can start my day. Now I can start my day with positivity. Now I can start my day with clarity. Now I have more space mentally and emotionally to take on whatever the day has in store. So I'll get ready and I'll start my day. And it's so important when you're doing self-care work like that. It is important to not put a time limit on it. And I know I've told you guys this before when it comes to dealing with things that are bothering you, to put a time limit on. That's the only thing that I would say, okay, don't, put a time limit on those negative thoughts. Meaning, like all these other things that I'm talking about, don't put a time, don't rush it. Whenever you're done, then you go about your day. When it comes to dealing with a specific issue that you have in your mind that is causing you stress or anxiety or worry, I don't want you guys to go and continue to carry that with you through your day, which is why I've told you before, give yourself a time slot to deal with that specific thing, just so you don't carry it on with your day. It may take a few days to get used to. Maybe it's something that's really harping on you. It takes practice, but don't allow it to consume you. So if you're dealing with something, give yourself maybe 10, 15, maybe even 20 minutes to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to give myself 10 minutes to just deal with this one specific thing that is really weighing heavy on my mind. How do I feel about it? What it has made me feel? Should I write about it? Let me just clear my mind from it. What can I do today that's going to help me feel better from this very thing? Give yourself that 10 or 15 minutes. And then when you're done with that, when that time is up, you say, okay, you know what? I dealt with this for the day. Let me continue on with the rest of my day. And if you have to, do the same thing tomorrow. If it's still something that's, weighing on you at the end of your day when you're done. Because at the end of the day, when we're done working and we're done doing things and we're just sitting around, that is the opportunity for our minds to start going again. So if it's something that's still bothering you, the next day, do the same thing until you actually deal with that thing and it's not bothering you as much anymore. You begin to kind of become a little bit more free in terms of, your mental and emotional state when it comes to that very thing. But other than that, take your time with self-care, you guys. It is so super important for you guys to take care of yourselves, because if you're not 100%, you can't give 100% of yourself to anything else. You can't pour from an empty cup. Remember that. So if you're not 100%, you can't expect to give 100% of yourself to everything and everyone else around you. All right? Make sure you're taking care of yourself, mind, body, and spirit. All right? With that being said, I hope you guys have an amazing day. I hope you guys have a great week. Yeah, look forward to a couple more videos later on. We're gonna see episode 4, season 3 of The Boys, which is getting a little crazy. Other than that, you guys, I have nothing else. So let me know in the comment section down below if you guys enjoy these videos. What you guys are up to today. How are you doing? I'm always curious to know how you guys are doing, especially my constant commenters, and feel free to encourage someone in the comment section down below if they need it. All right. If you haven't done so, subscribe to my channel, hit like, share, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you guys can get notified whenever I pop up on your feed. I'll see you guys later. Toodles.